Ready? Are we rolling?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This is Breathe. And you're going to need four main chords for this. 3 relatively easy ones, and then 1 that's a bit more difficult. I'm sorry for that. The first chord you're going to need is the A major chord, which the explanation for this is in that other video for that other song that I forget the name of. I'm forgiven because it was oh well, whatever that is. Amazing Love. I'm gonna go over this again. Don't play this note, this string. Don't worry about this lowest string. Play these 5. And the order is going to be 0, 2, 2, 2, 0. And I recommend using your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky to play that A major chord. And so that's your A major chord, and you're going to use that quite a bit because that's the key that this is in, is A major. The next chord you're going to need is D major. If you remember that, it's going to be, you do not play these 2 strings, these bottom 2, you only play the 4 higher strings, and the order is going to be 0, 2, 3, 2, and I recommend using your index finger, your ring finger, and your middle finger in that order to play the D major chord. The next chord you're going to need is E major. Now in the other song I showed you E minor. It's pretty simple. You have your 0, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0. That's your E minor. This one you're going to need E major. The only thing you're going to change is you're going to bring your index finger and move it to this 4th or 3rd. It's going to be the one right next to this other string that you're pressing down. You're going to bring your index finger down and place it on the 1st fret. So total, E major is going to be 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. So that's your E major chord. Then finally, the last chord you're going to need is, it's a bit tricky. You're going to want to play, it's F sharp minor. And what you're going to play is, you're going to ignore these 2 lowest strings once again. You're going to play 4, 2, 2, 2. There is no good way of playing this. You can't bring all 3 of your fingers up here. You have to use your index finger and lay it across your 3 highest strings. You're going to have to practice that a lot and get used to having your finger ripped into by the strings. But it's going to be those 3, and then you just take your ring finger and place it on this last string. So once again, 4, 2, 2, 2. And that's your F minor, and that's the last chord you're going to need. That chord is kind of tricky, but I think you can get the hang of it. And so that is all the chords that those are all the main chords that you're going to need for this song. And so there's only 4, so it's not too bad. And I'm going to just play through. It's going to be, so it'll start out with the intro, which is basically, it starts with A, then it's going to go to D, and it's going to alternate between the 2. So total, I'm going to strum at quarter notes. So basically, I recommend just starting with that basic strum pattern. So Breathe is going to go A, 3, 4, then to D, then back to A, then to D, and that's your intro. Then it comes into the song, once again repeating A, this is the air I breathe, and this is D, A, This is the air I breathe. This is where it gets tricky. You're gonna go A for two. You're gonna do A for 2 notes, 2 strums, E major for 2 strums, F minor for 2 strums, E major for 2 strums, D major for 2 strums, F minor for 2 strums, and then E major for 4 strums. So, if you could get through that labyrinth of chords, it's going to be A to E, then F, back to E. That's the first half. Then you're just going to do D to F sharp minor to E major. And you're just going to play that. So once with words, it's going to go, your holy presence living in me. And so that's the second half of that verse. Once again, the first half was just A to D to A to D. Fairly simple, but that second half is a little bit complex. But I think you can get it. And then you repeat the verse again, and I'm just going to play through that. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your very word spoken to me. And here's where it goes to the chorus. Let me see here. It is actually going to be, I believe, identical to that second half of the verse. So it's going to go A major to E major to F sharp minor to E major to D to F sharp minor, then finally to E major. So if you got the verse, then you can definitely play the chorus. So once again, so it's basically what was the second half of the verse, and I'm just gonna play through with the words. So it ends on E, 2, 3, and and that's a long I. I'm desperate for you. Same progression as the chords in the verse, and you repeat that twice. And I'm lost without you. And then it does something here. I'm not entirely sure about how this end of chorus goes.
We can just repeat that again. Don't worry about that fancy stuff.
And you basically, so at the end of that, you can go back to the verse. This is whatever verse, and then you just go back to the beginning of the verse, and it repeats like that. So, other than that one F sharp minor chord that you're gonna have to practice a lot, that you're gonna have to work on perfecting. Other than that F sharp minor, this is a pretty easy song overall.
Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap. Unless you want to learn the intro as like a
no, thank you.
Part.
No, thank you. We'll work on that on.
If you want to try that, but get the F sharp minor chord first.
Okay.